Okay, everyone, hi all. I am Good Vibe Simon, and this is going to be my very first Sims 4 stream, actually, or recording, I should say, not a stream. Um, and we are delving into my forever save file. Now, this save file, yes, it's it is all done in the extent that it's a complete save file, but I am making some adjustments to lots, um, because this original save file was called the Ultimate Save File by Plumbob Kingdom, and he made excellent worlds. Like, this is Oasis Springs, for example. But um, if we go by the different lots, oh, this is not, um oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, so the right Gibby point is down here. Anyway, this file, the wrong Gibby point is actually there. This Gibby point should be up here. But anyway, my world sort's a little bit out of sort. But basically, your Gibby point and your Solani are together, and this world sorts them all out in geographically proper locations. I know I got a little bit off topic, but um, before I go on to continue on with just giving you a brief outlook of the different worlds, if you haven't seen Plumbob Kingdom's work, this particular world sort, I used to do the world sort through Serboot. But this world sort actually came about through a new save file that I got, and it actually fixes the Maxis lore on all of the characters in The Sims 4. And I'll go into that later on in another video. But right now, this is going to be the first video of my introduction into my videos into my forever save file, because I've got some corrections that I want to do. I want to change a few lots here and there before I do my forever save, because in my forever save I'm going to be doing a pack legacy challenge that was created by Rosannatxt, Rosannatxt, and the pack legacy file that she made contains every single pack in The Sims 4, with the exception of the kits. Some of the kits she'll recommend using, but she didn't put the kits in there. She just put like the main packs. And you start out with the very first pack that you start out with is Outdoor Retreat. And I'll go through that later too. But that's why I want to do up some lots differently in this forever save file, because I do have another copy of the ultimate save. So I do have another copy of that. So if I want to do any testing, or I want to do some other stuff, then I can actually do it on the other save file, because I want this specifically to be my forever save file. So I don't want to do any testing or anything in this one. So in my world sort, we start with the islands, and then we work to the European. Like, the European is done in 3 different you've got your western, you've got your middle, and then you've got your eastern. So basically, is what um was it Darkman over on Mod the Sims did the save file to fix the lore. But somebody else did the world sort, and I'll have to get back to that. But anyway, you've got Tumarang and you've Mount Kamabori, and those two are side by side. So those are in their own. I think those are in their own section. Um, yes, these two are in their own section because they're more Asian. Then for your Western, you've got your Nordhaven, you've got your Windenburg, um, Glimmerbrook, and then you've got Ravenwood, Forgotten Hollow, and then you've got Terratosa, and then you've also got your Magic Realm. Because Terratosa is the last of the European going around that way. Then you've got Insagreen, Henford on Bagley, and then you've got your Brychester. So those are more closer to your eastern part of. Um, you've got west, middle, and east. I think I have to double check on that. But anyway, that's how they're geographically sectioned off. And in my home regions, by Kudo, this is also how they're going to be sectioned off in home regions. So basically, um, anybody from Tumarang and Mount Kamabori, they are close enough that they can go in each other's worlds. And Nordhaven and these ones can all go into each other's worlds, so they can be visitors in each other's worlds. Um, and same with Insagreen, Henford on Bagley, and Brychester. So those three are connected. So if you have the mod home regions mod, then you'll know that you can set that mod up to just limit like any townies. Like, you really don't want a townie from Sulani going to Mount Kamabori in their swimsuit or whatever, um, if they're not traveling there on vacation. Um, things like that. So, or you don't want them showing up in Henford on Bagley. Like, I didn't like the way that was one of the things I didn't like about The Sims 4, because they made it so that every world could coexist within everybody's world, which didn't make much sense if you did it geographically. Like, why would somebody in Oasis Springs show up in Henford on Bagley? It didn't make any sense. Um, so having home regions makes a lot more sense to me. So that's going to help my forever save as well. Then you have Willow Creek, Magnolia Promenade, and Newcrest, and that is going to stay the same. So those three, they're basically considered American New Orleans. So they have the New Orleans vibe. Then you have Evergreen Harbor, and you have Granite Falls, and you've got Moonwood Mills. So those three are more or less considered like a Pacific Northwest. So these are also considered American. These ones. And then you have San Sequoia, and then you've got San Minhuso. Um, and I think um Yeah. So you've got your you've got your San Sequoia, you've got your Semi-Seer, you got your Del Sol Valley, and then and so those three go together. Then now the next one, Copperdale, Oasis Springs, Strangerville, and Chestnut Ridge are going together. Now I was a little bit like I wondered about the Copperdale one. Like I understood these three because I always put these three together because they're desert. But this particular one is closer to the desert aspect than any of the other ones. So I think that's why the Copperdale one was put in there. So therefore these four worlds can coexist together. So anybody from Copperdale can show up in Oasis Springs, Strangerville, or Chestnut Ridge. Then you have Ciudad Emirata and Salvadoria. So those are closer. One is Mexico, one is sort of like based on Brazil. So I'm a, I'm thinking that Salvadoria is based on Brazil. I could be wrong. Um, but I guess they're close enough together that they can be in there. So, and then of course Batu is always on its own. But if we go into Gibby Point, Gibby Point is not done. It's because it's the newest pack. Um, I don't have a new map for it yet. And I do have to rearrange all the lots, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Um, and then Solani. Now, this is the Solani world. And Plum Bob Kingdom did a really, really good job for this. I don't know if I'm going to change a whole lot. Like this one is a restaurant. Then we have this one is a beach. And this one he still kept as a beach. And then these are just regular residential lots. But I want to change a couple of these at some. Oh, this is the bar, so he did do the bar there. Now most of the original ones that came with the game are living in here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 4 original families in Sulani. So I kept them there for now. My neighborhood stories is turned off. Just for the simple fact that also with my forever save, I'm going to be doing rotational gameplay. So every few days I will rotate between certain families in my Willow Creek world. I'm going to probably start out in Willow Creek. I have a specific thing how I want to do Willow Creek because a creator, Marigold, she redid her world. She redid her world in Willow Creek. And I really liked the way that she did it because she put some really old houses in like Founders Cove, and she put middle class housing in the other section, and then she put the high class ones over where the goth section was. And then when you go down to the main aspect of Willow Creek, she did add a couple there. But there is a couple of different changes that I'm going to add there too. But eventually we'll go on a tour of these worlds in a minute too. So this one is Toomerang. And see how beautiful, like the map itself was done by 20th Century Plum Bob. He did the maps. I originally started with Dershawn's maps, but he hasn't done anything in a while. So I knew his maps wouldn't work anymore with my um with the game. So I decided I'd go with 20th Century Plum Bob. Now, as you can see, Plumbog Kingdom did residential rentals here and here. Um, a residential rental there. Um, he put a temple here. And then of course the lounge is over here. So I may change this up a bit. Um, I don't know yet how I'm going to do that, but as you can see, like each one of the worlds that he did are beautiful. And same with Mount Kimabor. See, and even the background, like with the new map and stuff, it's so gorgeous. It makes everything pop right out. But I like the way that he put a restaurant here and he put a bar there. And then the the three main families are here. So he didn't put any families in here. So the three main families that came with the game are still in here. But now up here, he made a residential home up here. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Um, and the bathhouse is here. And then he put a rental here. Um, and then you've got um, and then he put, actually this is the only addition that he added, was this was one of his own families that he put in here. I don't know whether I'm going to keep them or not there. um Now he made this into a temple. This is a rental. This is a lounge. So there's, oh no, she's different. She was added too. She didn't come with the game, so she was added um by Plum Bob. So the Nishdake, I think the Nishdake, the Akayama, and the Auto family are the three original families, and then this family was added. But I want to actually, I'm going to save this lot into my library because I want to turn this into the ski resort because it's so close to where the skiing and stuff takes place. So I want to turn this into the skiing, because this here is your ski part, and the bathhouse and this main place here are so close to your ski resort. And same with this one. I want to This one is a residential rental, but I think I want to keep these as both, or sorry, um rentals. Because if we got a vacation rental here, and we got a vacation rental here, so, and we've got a main family home here. But I do want to do a few changes here too. But I haven't decided what yet. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit. Then we're gonna go to Norhaven. Now, Plum Bob Kingdom did do Nordhaven too. And of course, the map was done by 20th Century Plum Bob, as I said before. But now with this one, Plum Bob Kingdom did, um, oh, this one's residential. This one is the urban house sharers. Urbane house sharers. This one is the Koopman. And this is just the 40 by or 50 by 40 lot that is New Harbor Park. And he actually redid it by putting different lots on there. So I think this is like a retail small business. Well, this is the small business venue because there's different venues there. And that is in Ivanstead. Now, in this particular world here, in this particular one, Gamelvik, you have a lounge here. You have the Loden family here. You have a residential lot here, and you have a residential lot here, and then you have another residential lot here. But I think because there's two residential lots here and there's a residential lot there. And this one is a museum. I don't know. I haven't really looked inside this yet, but I'm gonna go through each world too in another video. We'll go through each individual world, and when I do the remakes for it. Now we have Windenburg. So this is my world of Windenburg. And as you can see, all the lots are there. They've all been remade by Plum Bob. So there's not really going to be a whole lot of lots that I'm going to change. Depending on the type of story that I want to tell, I will change a lot. Now, I won't be deleting the lots, mind you, because I'll just put them in my gallery, and I may want to put them back later on. I don't know. But he did put all of your original, of course, Plum Bob is right there. He put the character of himself over here. Now all the original ones from the game are actually here. Except for this, the Bros are there, except for the Grant Venue family. That was a family that Plum Bob added. So that's the only newest addition in Windenburg. And I may keep some of the families, I don't know. But over in Old Platts, you've got the nightclub, the library, and the coffee shop. And then you've got the ancient ruins over here. And then the rest are residential. Then in Link Center, you've got your park, you've got your coffee shop, you've got your gym, and then you've got your nightclub, and then you've got your pool. Now, with Windenburg, I know I'm going to change this one because there is a lot by Sharon 365 over on TSR that I have in my library, and she made Windenburg spa and gym, and I think I want to put that there because of course a spa and gym is going to have a pool anyway, so you don't necessarily need a pool. And so therefore that leaves the gym. I can actually if the spa and gym are going to be together, then I can use the 30 by 30 lot for something else. So I'll probably do a little bit of renovation over in Link Center. Probably won't do a whole lot over here, but I may rearrange these a little bit. I may change these. I probably will change this one into a a residential rental. I'm not quite sure yet. Now the Bluffs, I haven't actually peeked at the Bluffs yet, but I usually have this as a specific lot because it actually, um, I have something in mind for that. But anyway, the original families from the world are still here, with the exception of Plum Bob himself and Grant Venue. So now we're gonna go into Glimmerbrook. So Glimmerbrook, beautiful. Now I probably won't do anything with the Glimmerbrook ones because I actually like that it's a little bit darker because of course it's a magical world, right? Um, and then of course the Elixirs and Brews. That's the retail shop. Well, it's a bar. Um, and then of course over here is the Magic Realm, of course. Um, but it's so nice. Now we have Ravenwood. Oh, as you can tell, it's made up beautifully, and he redid the houses really well. Put a bar in Whispering Glen. There's a bar, and then you've got three residentials. And in Crow's Crossing, you've got the cemetery, and then the rest are all residentials. Now in Morning Vale, you've got the nightclub, and then you've got the rest all residentials. So one place has a nightclub, one place has a bar, and then one area has a cemetery. So you can catch the drift here. Like the Whispering Glen area is more, would be more of your um I guess if they have a bar, Whispering Glen would be more of your regular folks. You're more of your farming, you're more of your middle class area people that like to go to bars instead of nightclubs. Now with Crow's Crossing, it's more of a creepier part of town. So that's where you're gonna find the cemetery. Um, sort of. It would be a mixture of creepy and old fashioned. Now, in Morning Vale, that is where it's more, has the more ghostly era to it. The eerie feeling, because of course, you've got a couple of ghosts that live there. Um, they're the main occupants in Morning Vale. So, and they are also related, they are gnomes, and then you also have a gnomes family here. So the gnomes family here is related to the gnomes there. Now I haven't played in Ravenwood yet, so that's why the Pack Legacy Challenge is going to be pretty cool because it's going to allow me to play in all of the worlds. So eventually, I will get to this world. Um, I don't know when I'll get to this world, but eventually I will get to this world. Um, Depending on the Pack Legacy Challenge um, and which one is which. Then we have Forgotten Hollow. Now, I have already made some changes in Forgotten Hollow. I actually added the Hallows Cemetery, the Hallows Cemetery. Um, did I add that or did? Yes, I did add that. And then I added Cooper's Bar and Bowling. So I did add these two lots. So gave them a cemetery and then gave them a bar and bowling. And so these are residential. The Valtors and of course Count Vlad lives there. And the newest family that lives in Forgotten Hollow is Vamp, and that was another creation by Plum Bob. So as you can see, the map for Forgotten Hollow is so gorgeous, and you can see the bridge here that goes from like from Vlad's castle, and it goes off into the mountains. So you have to actually go this way in order to get any and like it's really different, like because he can go over here and this will take you to the next world over. But this here road here, as you can tell, it's going to take you out of Forgotten Hollow, and if you go out, you're going to end up, once you leave Forgotten Hollow, you're going to end up in Tertosa, which is mainly the wedding world, right? Now Plum Bob made a wedding venue. And then he also did a wedding venue for the beach. But I think I'm going to change that because the actual residents of Tertosa, you don't need all that many wedding venues. I'm sorry, but I don't want to have that many wedding venues in my world. So I want to take one particular spot, turn it into a wedding venue. And then because you can have your wedding venues anywhere. So, I mean, you can take a regular beach and have a wedding at a regular beach. You don't need to go all like make a beach a specific wedding venue. So, in my opinion, anyway. So, I will be making a few changes there. Because it needs a couple of vacation rentals. Like this place here could be um, one of these places can be a vacation rental because you have a family here, the Marvowicks, and then you have the Laurent family. So you have your two families in here. So we could um make one a vacation rental over here, and maybe make this one a vacation rental, or make this one a vacation rental. So, and make a residential rental. So I want to do at least a residential rental and a vacation rental at some point here. Then we're going to go on to Insa Green. And as you can tell, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I do. Now, Plum Bob did not do any lots in this one. So the only thing that's different in Insa Green is the world map. So he did not remake any lots in this one. So I will probably be redoing a lot of the lots in here. Then we have Henford on Bagley. So he did do the Henford on Bagley lots. So we did redo those. The park is there. These are all residential, and then he made this the Gnome's Arm Bar. He redid that one. Then the farms are all over here. And then there's also little places here. But I want to do a few changes here too because I want to actually take this little place right up here and make it like a vacation rental because it's off, it's up in the hills. It's a perfect vacation spot. It's away from locals, so it's a perfect vacation rental. And maybe turn one of these ones into a residential rental. Um, and then of course you have your farms. Um, you have Old New Hentford. You have the Brumblewood, and then you have Flintwick, which is the main area. Now, if we go over to Brychester, it's your university area, and as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. Um, Now that's the city way out there, so you can see like way, you've got your roads here, and it's going wandering way out, and then it's going way over here. So you have Foxbury Institute, and yes, Plumbog Kingdom did these. He redid these. Um, Now, Mossy Lane, I think I took out the Pleasant twins because I actually downloaded the Daniel and Mary Sue Pleasant, and I redid the Pleasant twins. So, and I put them as a family unit. So they're not, I actually degraded them. So they're just teenagers right now. So they're not in university yet. So all of these have all been redone. So the only family that's actually still in Brychester is the Elderberries. And then you have Pepper's Pub, which is the bar. Um, Honeydew Fields. And then you have um, Darkwing House. Hmm. Now we're going to come to Willow Creek. So this is my Willow Creek. So I've actually redone everything in like I told you, I was redoing Willow Creek. So this is my version of Willow Creek, and actually the homes and stuff were done by Miragold, and you can find her creations on the gallery. But this is Foundry Cove, and like the homes are not all that great here in Foundry Cove, and that's the type of, this is where I want to um this is the type of area that I want to start my legacy in, because if you're just starting out and you haven't known anybody and you want to meet somebody and you're just moving into town and blah blah blah, or you're whatever, right? So I figured one of these places is going to be a starter home for my legacy sim. And it probably will be this one because this one is the worst is the worst one. And it's got a for sale sign out front and blah blah blah, right? So it's got all of that. This is more or less your middle class family or your middle class area. Now, um, you got a regular home here, you got a regular home here. Now, this is the pool, this is a restaurant, and then you have your regular home here. So you actually have three homes. You have the pool, and then you have a restaurant. Um, this is the original Goth house. You have the Country Club Pendula, which is a small business venue. Then you have your Everwood Hall, and then you have your Ashwood Hall, and they are both residentials. And then actually, what goes here is the Willow Creek Inn. That's where the inn is going to go. Now, um, right now, I have over here. Um, there's actually another one by Miragold to add to over here. But this one is another one by her. And it's the Estates Art Conservatory. And basically, it's a school which is going to go perfectly with the new Adventures Pack because you can do schedules and all that stuff because it's basically a. I put it as a custom venue for now because it has schedules, but I've got to rearrange that a little bit because there's still a lot of stuff that I have to work out for it. Now, this is the Victorian Manor. Now, she actually did a boarding house next to this because anybody that's living here is actually studies over here. So I haven't figured out how I'm going to incorporate that yet because, of course, Copperdale is our high school. So I can't make. The only way that I can do that is if I make this into a high school. So I don't know because it's not really a high school per se. It's more of a post-secondary education type thing because in like there's different sections like there's music, there's art, there's pottery, there's um we'll do a tour um with each place in Willow Creek when I get ready to do my forever save my legacy. Once I have everything all nailed down to what I want to do. Um but I do have to add the boarding aspect. I have to add that, and I have to add the Willow Creek Inn over here. And then there's another thing that Marigold added that I have to add over here because she hadn't quite finished this area yet. Um, but I had added these three. I had added bakery and books. I'd added a pub and cafe, and then I added the Chowder House restaurant. And these were all done by Silrose. I don't think she does any creation anymore, or I don't even think she plays The Sims anymore. These were past creations from when she did her own save file um, a long time ago. Um, okay, so that's Willow Creek. Now we're gonna go to Magnolia Promenade. Now I do love the way that Plumbug Kingdom did Magnolia Promenade. Um, you've got retail, you've got a restaurant, you've got a cafe, and then you've also got a nightclub. So he did Magnolia Promenade pretty cool. Like that's pretty much I think I'll pretty much keep Magnolia Promenade the way it is. Um I may turn the restaurant into a custom venue depend or a small business venue. depending on what's in there, because I haven't actually gone into the restaurant to see what all is there. Um, but the world itself, as you can tell, 20th Century Plum Bob did a really good job on Magnolia Promenade. Like you have your little streetcar there, a little bit of the playground there. Then you have your boat at the dock there. So it's pretty cool. Now, Newcrest is the next one. Now, Willow Creek, Magnolia Promenade, and Newcrest all go together. Now, this is another one of Plum Bob's creations. Now, he did everything up here, like all residential here and all residential here. And then he did all mostly retail over here. Now, this is like a family friendly neighborhood, so I can see where they put where he put a restaurant here, and then he put retail, and then a generic space here. Gotta check that out because I'm not sure what that is yet. And then you've got a coffee place here, but you've only got one home here, so I think this one might have apartments too. I'm not sure. I think a couple of these have apartments. I'm not quite sure. I haven't actually gone through all of the homes, but now the families that are living here were all created by Plum Bob Kingdom. So, because as we know, Newcrest was vacant. So all the lots were your own creation. So basically, he added all of these families in Newcrest. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep them all or not, but for now I'm just going to leave them. So now we're going to Evergreen Harbor, and this is the map of Evergreen Harbor, which is absolutely gorgeous. And Plum Bob's take on the buildings and stuff is absolutely magnificent. I love, like, he redid the quarry building. He redid the waterfront. And then he also redid the Sprucewood Square. Which was really cool. So these are all the community spaces in Evergreen Harbor. So it was really cool how he did all these. And then you have like there's a coffee shop here. And it's actually the Caboose, because as you can see, this is Port Promise, this area. So this is the industrial area. And of course this is like your mining part, because you have your carts and stuff here, and it's going through. This is your green area over here, Grimm's Quarry. And then this is Conifer Station, I think. Hold on, let me put my glasses on and see. Okay, so Conifer Station is just your regular down to the mill area, industrial, and then this is the green area, more of a little suburb. And Conifer Station is more of a, well, I suppose it could be classified as a suburb too. But you have your apartments here, and then you have your Harris family here, and then of course you have another residential there. Now a family was added here by Plum Bob, and then another family was added here. Actually, Plum Bob added two families here. And actually, there is, so one, two, three. So Plum Bob added 4 different families to Evergreen Harbor. And like I said, we'll do a deep dive into each world at a later date. And Granite Falls has actually been redone by Plum Bob. Now, as you can see, he redid in the back there, and then he redid the national park forest. I haven't actually taken a look at it yet, but um, the campgrounds and the vacation rentals. I don't know if I'm going to change anything. I do have an idea for this one. I do have there is a lot that I really like that I might put on there, but I don't know yet for sure. But anyway, I haven't really taken a look at each individual lot yet in Granite Falls. Then we have Moonwood Mill, and Moonwood Mill is gorgeous. As you can see, you go across the bridge, and then you're entering. Oh, where do you enter Moonwood Mills? You come across the bridge here, and then I think you go over, and then you go down because you have to come through around here. So I think that's where you go. See, you're going across the bridge, and then you're coming into here. So it just shows going across, and you take the road down, and then you have Prowler's Patch, you have your library, you have the Grimtooth Bar and Bunker that he redid. You have another residential, and then you have another residential again. And then of course you have your hidden spots around the world, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to go to San Sequoia, and as you can see, another beautiful world and beautiful remakes by Plum Bob Kingdom. And I may make a few adjustments here. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I do like his Celebration Way with the residential rentals there. And then you have your Celebration Center, which is the recreation center. And then you have your family home here, and you have a family home here, and family home there, and then a couple of homes there. But see, there's no vacation rentals here, so I think I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to make it into a vacation rental. Because we already have a residential rental, and I want to make this a retail place, I think, because it's right on the docks. I don't think I want a resident there. I want to have another retail place in here. So, and I'll probably do a vacation rental for this one too. So I think, or I may even turn it into a residential rental. I don't know yet for sure, but I'll probably take another deep dive. But as you can see, there's a couple of additional families that were added by Plum Bob. The Johnsons and the Browns. The Browns and the Johnsons were added by Plum Bob. Then we have San Huso. And San Huso was redone, as you can tell. Beautiful. Planet Honey Pop is here. Then he added a restaurant here. The Stargazer's Lounge is there. than your regular apartments. The Gabesh Gallery is in your art center. So as you can see, everything is all redone, but I will be probably be making some changes here. He put a coffee shop there, a cafe there, and he did a residential here. Um, and then of course there's your park, your your Meadows Park. Um, okay. Then we have Del Sol Valley. As you can tell, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful map. And the places that are redone, Lombard Kingdom did amazing work, amazing job. And the map itself is gorgeous because it actually separated your two individual, like this is your high up mucky muck place. And then you have your down to earth, you're not quite famous, you're up and coming sort of, but you're not quite there yet. But this is where the richy rich, like once you've made it, you live here. You live in this area. Um, so this is where the high mucky mucks live in the pinnacles. So when you reach the pinnacles, you know you've had success. Um, so as you know, this here little area here, you can guess that's the studios. That's the invisible lot that you go to, as you can tell. Um, you really can't get any clearer than that. Now, Plum Bob made a studio lounge, Ward Park. He made gym, the Orchid a Go Go, and then Plum Bob Casino is the nightclub. Now he made a casino, but I'm going to be going in and changing some things because I actually have some real casino items now. So we can actually change the nightclub to an actual casino now through basemental gambling. Um, so now we're going to go out of there and we're going to go to Oasis Springs. Now this is where we started from, and this is the area that I'm currently trying to fix right now before I do anything in my continue on with my forever save. Now I added this Hotel Royale, and it is actually venue is hotel because I used the Sweet Life mod from Lot 51, and this build was from Kazmar Sims. And he does amazing work. And it's funny because his style is similar to Plum Bob Kingdom, and maybe it's the French. Maybe it's because of them being both French and being from France, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that's where their styles come in really handy. So this is why his style is perfect in in these worlds. Now I did make a few. I put in a community pool over here. I did a bar over here, and I did a B&B right here. Um, Now I turned the B&B into a residential rental, but I think I'm going to change that into a custom venue and do the B&B, one that is actually located on the custom schedule. So I think that's how I'm going to do that. These are going to change. The park I may keep the same, because I just did a few changes in the park. I redid the playground a little bit, added a different type of playground. Now the bar is actually since I got a bar here, I can turn this into a wedding venue. Um, or I can turn it into a small business venue. Either or. I haven't decided yet. Then Strangerville is all redone. The library, I actually changed the bar because it's now, I added a grunge bar there. And these were added by Plum Bob, which I'm going to change at some point. And this here is I redid. And I actually put Cahill as an adult instead of a senior in this one. And as you can tell, it's all raggedy here. And then, of course, you've got your secret lab there. And you still have your Roswells. And the Electric Arts, they're still in Strangerville. And then we're gonna go to see the remake of Chestnut Ridge. So here is Chestnut Ridge, which is beautiful. Plumbog Kingdom did some amazing homes in this one. And 20th Century Plumbob did some amazing work on the maps. So you got a vacation rental up here, you've got your bar there, you've got a nightclub here, you've got and the rest are all residential. So I want to change that up a little bit too, because there's so many residentials and there's not enough community spaces. Like this one doesn't have any community space at all. Like it's all residential. So I want to change that up a little bit. Like maybe make this little place, I don't know, something community wise, whatever. Don't know yet, because this area's got a bar. This area's got a vacation rental. So I suppose, no, wait now. I suppose, because this is supposed to be your total downtown. So of course you've got your park here, you've got your bar, you've got your nightclub, and then you've got your two homes. Oh, okay. Duh, Kelly. Duh. All right. So we're going to move on to our love town. Now this is absolutely gorgeous. Bob did an amazing job redoing the areas. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep them or if I'm going to change certain things. I might change certain things. Did I change this one? Can't remember if I changed it already. I don't know if I did or not. I may have, I'm not sure. Anyway. I may have changed it, but I may not have neither. Anyway, the characters that are in here are just the characters that actually live here. Lopez, Dynamic Daters, we have Dare. Okay, now, and we've got Salvadoria. And this map is absolutely gorgeous. This one was turned into a vacation rental. This was also a vacation rental. This is a campground, national park campground. and these are all vacation rentals, right? And then you have your bar here, and then you have your museum. And then you have your little church here. And then, of course, you have all your different jungle aspects when you go into your jungle. And then, of course, you have Batu. But Gibby Point, the original one that is supposed to be up there. Now, like I said, Gibby Point is not done. And the map is not done. I actually have to wait for the map to get out of early access before I can do Gibby Point. But I can work on doing adding the empty lots and like even redoing some of them. Which that'll come. So that is all of my worlds. Which isn't too bad. And the next video that I do, don't mind me. If I pause in mid, I'm trying to just get my thoughts together in what I want to mention. So my next video, I think we will go over the individual lots in my Forever Save file in Willow Creek. Because once my Willow Creek is done completely, I'm gonna start my pack legacy. I'm gonna start ahead of time on it before I even get any of the other work. Because if I wait to start my pack legacy challenge after editing the worlds, it's gonna take forever, and I'm never gonna get my pack legacy challenge started. So I'm just gonna concentrate on Willow Creek for now, and then my other worlds will follow. So I'm going to have Willow Creek, Newcrest, and Magnolia Promenade. So those are the only 3 worlds that I have to worry about right now, because those 3 worlds are the ones that coexist between each other. So after I finish with my changes for Willow Creek, I have to go into Newcrest and figure out the families that I'm going to keep, and if I'm going to edit anything in Newcrest. I think the main thing that I will put in Newcrest is the Family Medical Center from SimRealist mod, because I used their SMB, their banking mod, and I used their real estate mod, and I used their private practice mod. And I use their FlowFit mod. So that'll be what I'll do there. And also I have to figure out where I'm going to put the SNB bank, which I've always put the bank in Oasis Springs. But I can also put the bank in Willow Creek. So that could be one of the ones that I do for the main street in Willow Creek, is put a bank in Willow Creek. But I'll have to see how that works out. So that's all for now, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, just hit like on the video, and even subscribe to get other videos. Like I said, this is my very first public Sims 4 video. I've made different Sims 4 videos before, but I've never actually taken them and posted them. And so this is going to be all new for me. I've streamed before and I've done videos before, but this is going to be my first big haul into Sims 4. Um, so it's going to be hit or miss sometimes, but I'm willing to do it. Anyway, uh, I will see you all in Willow Creek the next time. Thanks for joining.